Good morning. My name is Amanda Ellis and welcome to my channel here. If you are a returning subscriber, hello. If you are somebody that is new and has just found me, a very warm welcome. I hope that you enjoy the content. On this channel, you'll find a wide variety of different subjects that we look at. Today, we're going to be looking at love. But if you look back at my content, there are playlists linked into channeling, which I do with various people that have passed over. I look at healing. I work with the angels, the ascended masters. We look at current stories in the news, politics, anything really that is to try to help you live a more peaceful life and to try to see the higher perspective in situations. So today we're turning our attention to love. This video was actually recorded on the 11th of February, the Aquarian new moon. It's intended for Valentine's Day on the 14th of February, but it is also a timeless reading, and whenever you watch this is fine, whether you're watching this in a few weeks' time, a few months, or even a few years hence. The messages that come through are intended to be timeless. So if you're new to pick a card, the thing about it is obviously you're asked to tune in to which one of these three piles in front of you is particularly calling you for whatever reason, just the one that you're feeling pulled to. And then you can look at the timestamp below and you can go straight to either pile 1, pile 2 or pile 3. You can also watch more than one pile. You can watch all three if you wish to. There are healing messages within each of the three, but they are quite distinct, different messages. So I just encourage you firstly just to tune into which one is calling you the most. Let me tell you what the choice is. Pile number 1 is the Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti and Barbara Moore. We also are using the Sanat Kumara energy spray, which is to do with love and light activation, a beautiful peachy pink colour. Sanat Kumara and the Gilded Tarot Royale is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the Oceanic Tarot by Jane Delaford Taylor and Jane Wallace. And we have the Archangel Raphael energy that goes with this one, which is to do with balance, healing and harmony. Pile number 2. Pile number 3 is the Shadowscapes Tarot deck by Stephanie Pui-Mun and Barbara Moore. And we have Archangel Chamuel, Love and Peace, Healing Spray, beautiful pink, that goes with pile number 3. I realise that what I've actually done is choose 3 colours which are all linked into the heart chakra energy. So take a deep breath in and choose your pile. I'd also like to say at the start that I use the term divine masculine and divine feminine throughout this video, and what you need to be doing is obviously just swapping that to make it applicable to yourself. You also have both the divine masculine and the divine feminine within yourself as well. These readings are also applicable whether you are in a male-female relationship, a same-sex relationship. It doesn't matter. So please just allow the messages of love to flow into your heart as is intended. And I hope that they help you. Thanks so much. See you in whichever pile you pick. Bye-bye for now. Bye. So this is for those of you that chose pile number 1. Let's just clear the energy. So you've chosen pile number 1, the Gilded Tarot and the Sanat Kumara energy. So let's firstly spray Sanat Kumara. This is our love and light activation spray. Has to be said that this particular spray, when it was created with the intention of it being linked into twin flame and divine counterpart energy. So before I've even started, I am feeling as though pile number 1 is linked into twin flame divine counterpart. Let's just see what we get. Current energy. Messages, please, that want to come out for people watching who chose pile number 1. What are the messages that please want to come out for those people that chose pile number 1? I'm going to start with 3 cards, and then we will build it up from there. Okay, so we've got our 3 cards, and we've got the one on the base of the deck as well. And the card on the base of the deck is Judgment, which is implying a decision needing to be made, a judgment call needing to be made. So we'll put that one below. Funnily enough, I've just the one has come out with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the one that came out with the Judgment card is the 3 of Swords. So the 3 of Swords is implying that there needs to be some form of ending or decision linked into whatever we've got here. Okay, now this may well be a decision that you need to make before you can get to where you need to be, who you need to be with, where your heart is calling you. But we've definitely got some form of ending, some form of heartache, and it feels as though it's not a particularly easy decision to make. But it does feel as though once the decision is made, it's final. And it's interesting that I started off this whole video by talking about oaths and the phrase that people use in court, that I swear, it's literally I'm hearing, I swear before Almighty God that what I say will be the truth, the only truth, whatever the phrase is. So this is to do with oaths that have been made. It may also be linked into marriage oaths or relationship oaths that you've taken. It could also be past life related, that you may be linked into somebody where there has been past life playing out, and you finally need to cut the cords from that person. I'm seeing lots of cords that need to be cut for the decision to be made. Now, this isn't just about the person that straight away might be in your head that you know you need to make a decision about. It can also be to do with past partners or past relationships that you've had, which might have been 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago plus. But for some reason, there are still some cords of attachment to these people that need to just be cleared. And I'm being shown a pathway that is being swept clean. And for the new life and the new love to come in, or for the new love to go deeper, it's as though all straggly bits and cobwebs need to be cleared from the path to give you a free run to whatever it is and whoever it is that you wish to be going towards. Certainly, I have been experiencing a lot of dreams over the last couple of weeks, and it's people that have been coming back into my dreams from way back in time, and it's like, why are they even reappearing in my dream? And I think it's sort of linked into the energy that I'm picking up here, which is it's as though it's a final visitation, and it's about making peace, maybe forgiving whatever happened in the past and truly letting go. Okay, so I'm drawn to this card now, and we've got the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is asking you to look with fresh eyes, with new eyes, at the situation that you find yourself in. I'm actually hearing to look with fresh eyes at your love life, okay, whatever that means for you. It's as though how you've been doing love it's as though there's a new pattern, there's a new paradigm, which is more... which is a higher vibrational pattern, wants to come in. So you're actually being asked to make a judgment call and a decision and some sort of ending. But equally, it's to do with the reason why you're doing that is because you've started to look at love and what you want from love and the type of partner that you want, or the way that you would like your partner to be able to express themselves or give to you in a different way. So it feels as though there is an awful lot of change coming in with regards to this connection. It does also imply, the Hanged Man usually is implying that there is a period of stagnation, though, or temporary pause. And it's as though it's hanging above these two cards. So it's as though there's a temporary pause on maybe making this final decision or judgment call. But make no mistakes that I'm being shown Houdini here, because this depiction of the Hanged Man, it's as though he's in chains. Houdini knows how to get himself out of the chains, and the chains represent the old ways of doing love. It might be that you were always attracted to a particular type of person, or a particular type of person who always treated you in a particular way. You only expected a certain level of commitment, or a certain level of communication, or a certain level of intimacy. And it's as though this energy here is saying, it's as though you've gone through this epiphany moment, which is like, hang on a minute, why am I just putting up with that, or why am I settling for that? It feels as though I deserve something better. And when I've got myself out of these chains, I'm able to then come back upright and see the life ahead of me in a renewed way. And literally, if the Hanged Man suddenly was upright, all the blood would be rushing back to his head, which is sort of where, action and thoughts and communication would then be being made to bring about these new endeavours and new plans and new ideas. We've got the Ace of Wands and Justice. My goodness me. Yeah, this is definitely a pile that is linked into some decisions having to be made. And this does feel as though it could potentially be a relationship or partnership which needs to close out. I mean, justice is often linked into finalising a separation or a divorce, particularly when we've also got it with the Judgment card, and we've also got it with the Three of Swords. Now, I said to you that I felt this particular pile was linked into twin flame energy, divine counterpart energy. And I feel as though it's either you, or it could be the person that maybe you're inquiring about or thinking about, maybe that you want to be with, that they are in a karmic situation that they need to close out and end for the Ace of Wands energy and the fresh new start to come in. So those of you that have been linked to twin flame or divine counterparts who are in a pre-existing relationship, this says to me that that pre-existing relationship is closing out. I just want to pull one more card linked into these in terms of timing. I mean, timing is very hard to predict with regard to tarot or oracle cards. But the reason I want to ask is the Ace of Wands here implies to me that there might be some, even though we're in a pause at the moment, and there has been a period of pause, and this could be very much linked into the world and the state of the world, and the fact that, pandemic is stopping people being able to move on and make big decisions with their life, because their hands are literally tied. You can't maybe leave your home or leave your hometown, or certainly leave your country. But it's as though suddenly we've got this Ace of Wands energy, which changes everything. So I just want to feel into the timing of maybe when these decisions might start to come into being. I mean, the fact that they're actually here as the first cards that have come up says to me it's close. But let's just see what we get. So timing with regard to what we've got here, please. Okay, look at that. Wow, my goodness, look at that. My goodness. Well, what we're being told is that there is no stopping love. Okay, there is no stopping love. Let me just turn the light off there. There's a bit of reflection on my cards, isn't there? I'll turn it down a little bit. don't think I actually need it. Oh, we've got the reflection from the sun. Never mind. We've got the Two of Cups, we've got the Three of Cups, and we've got the Magician. I actually feel the Magician here is spirit. And it's spirit, well, it's your higher selves, but it's also spirit that is coming in to try and end something for this reunion of love to come in. And I'm just feeling as though there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. Timing is still, I'm not 100% sure on the timing though, because I'm also hearing the Phil Collins song in my head, You Can't Hurry Love, which is, I know, the reverse of what I've just said. But realise I'm reading for a collective here. So for some of you, it feels as though it comes in quite quickly. But for others, I'm hearing You Can't Hurry Love. But the thing is, the end result is the same. The end result is the same. And the end result is basically the reunion of two people who are meant to be together. Two people who are meant to be together. But it feels as though there's a third party situation here that needs to close out. Whether it's one of you or both of you that have got some sort of connection or relationship that you're still in that has had its day and needs to close, okay? But definitely it's not an easy decision. It does feel as though there's some heartache and pain here, but it does feel as though you've got some very strong energy here with the Ace of Wands and the Magician that is trying to help you bring it to a close in the best way possible for this reunion and love relationship that wants to come in. Another way to interpret these cards would be that if you're in a relationship at the moment and there's nobody new on the horizon, and you're happy enough with who you're with, but yet you've had difficulties, because here there are definitely difficulties. You know, you don't get judgment and justice coming through unless something, and the Hanged Man and the Three of Swords, unless there's something that needs to be healed, or there's something that needs to be cleared for a deeper commitment and a deeper love connection between you and the one that you're with, for literally a reunion between you and your partner. Maybe you felt very distant from them. It's whether the distance has become too great. It's as though whether you're still on the same bridge, basically, or whether the distance has become so great that one of you has basically left the bridge or the other person has left the bridge, but effectively you've still got this energy or this cord between the two of you, and it's like, do you mend it or do you clear it? So that's a message for some, but I think the overall message here is the first one that I've brought through, which there is definitely some endings to bring in a deeper union here. Now let me just go with some other cards. What do I want to bring in at this point? Let's bring in a divine door card. Let's see what doorway is in front of you for pile number one. What doorway is in front of you for pile number one? Okay, that's the picture. And this is what it says on the back. Change beckons. So it's confirming what I've said. It says, change beckons, the path is shifting, the road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So yeah, this is radical change. It's radical change. And it does seem to me, if you look at this card, it's as though the change is long overdue. You know, that doorway, even though there's amazing, beautiful light coming through it, which is what you're being asked to move towards, it feels as though this has been quite a dusty place that you've been in. It feels as though it's had its time. Feels a bit sort of dungeon-like, to be perfectly honest, but you know, it doesn't have to be as bad as that. But it's definitely moving from a place which has felt very dark or heavy, or where you felt trapped by your own shadow. Maybe you felt as though, I can't make these changes, I can't move on. But the light is so compelling. The light is so compelling, and it's beckoning you forward to make the changes that you need to make. And they are going to be made. However it comes about, they are going to be made. Let's pull a couple of cards linked into, when I say the masculine and the feminine in this connection, please realise that you have both the feminine and the masculine within you. Please also realise that I read for any type of relationship. So you can be, you can be in any form of relationship. So just take it in terms of who you feel represents the more masculine energy in your connection and who represents the more feminine energy in your connection. Okay, so let's see. So where is the divine masculine in, and I'm assuming this is, let me just pause a minute. This is to do with this person. This is who you're trying to move towards. It's sort of, I want to put these cards up here because this is going to be moving into the past soon. Not yet, but it's moving into the past. This is the future. This is the future. The masculine and the feminine. So I'm wanting to look at this new energy that's wanting to be birthed and needs to come in via change. Okay, so let's look at where the masculine is in this new connection. Still to be birthed, but it's on its way. Where is the masculine, please? Communion. Look at that, card number 11. The divine masculine in this connection is desperate for and thirsty for a deeper communion and connection with a beloved, is what I'm hearing, with a beloved, somebody who he can tenderly embrace. This couple here, they're gazing into each other's eyes. There's something about the eyes with this connection. It's as though you could drown in each other's eyes. It's as though I'm just feeling this energy of just like staring at each other in the eyes without, or actually almost no words really needing to be said. So there's a strong telepathy with this couple here as well that is birthing. Very telepathic, knowing what the other is thinking, knowing what the other is feeling, but equally it's not clingy. It's just it's communion. It's true communion with the other. It's also number 11, and today is the 11th. So this is the Aquarian new moon energy is helping to bring in this change to this pile. Okay, so if you've chosen this, be aware that change is on the way. One of the people in this connection rather enjoys the outdoor life, or maybe both. We've got a nod to the tent and being in nature. There is the energy of the stag, and which has come up before for me with regard to some of the readings that I've done on Instagram. I did a video maybe a week or two ago where it was a dream I had, it was a vision I had, and I was shown a whole load of stags coming down a clear pathway, and the stag represented the divine masculine energy that was coming to the feminine, to be in communion with this feminine. Okay, so, but there's something very peaceful, something very tranquil. I'm actually hearing it's almost as though the whole world stops when these two get together. It's as though you don't need anybody else but each other. Having said that, these two are people of the world, so there are going to be other people in their life, of course, but it's as though there's something so sacred about the coming together of these two. So the masculine is ready, is what I'm hearing. More than ready. Let's see where the feminine is. I'm rather drawn to the fact that on the bottom of the deck we've got the goddess of wisdom, Athena. So I also feel as though there is a lot of wisdom between these two. I feel as though they've had past lives together where they've worked together, they've studied together, they have worked for spirit together. Together they are, individually they're both very wise people, but together they're a powerhouse, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's see where the feminine is then with regard to this. Where is the divine feminine with regard to this? How is she feeling, please, at this time, Metatron? Okay, we've got a couple that just came out there. We've got Lilith, goddess of power. We've got Persephone, I probably said that wrong, goddess of endurance. And we've got Freya, goddess of sensuality. This woman is ripe and ready for the picking, is what I want to say. I mean, look at that. We've got Freya, goddess of sensuality. She is very aware of her allure and her power and her sensuality, but she's waiting. She's waiting. You know, she's not going to give herself to just anybody. She's waiting for him, and it has to be him. We have the goddess of endurance, and we have the goddess of power. I want to look at that one separately. These two go together. They're very sexual. I mean, there's a very sexual energy with these two. So this is a woman who knows her own sexual power, but it's from a very deep place. This is sacred sexuality, basically. It's linked into sacred sexuality. And here we've got Lilith with the snake, Garden of Eden, the apple. It's about being invited back into Eden. She's inviting him back into Eden. And this time, you know, you don't take a bite out of the apple and get thrown out. You're actually able to stay and enjoy pleasure, play, and true deep love and commitment. It's very, very beautiful, this, very beautiful. This one, goddess of endurance, number 9. I mean, number 9 is the start of a new cycle. So she's ready for the start of a new cycle. I want to just quickly look up a little bit about this one because I'm not too sure. So when I'm not too sure, I like to just look. And I'm being told there's something in this that I need to tell you. So it says, I'm here to speak about a particularly powerful fragment of feminine energy related to creation. This is an energy signature that many women are being called to bring to the forefront in this era of great change. I know firsthand about this energy, and I hope that I can be a resource of strength for you as you work on developing this quality within you. A woman's threshold for endurance is extremely high and has been since the dawn of time. A woman who has the time to take what is presented to her and work her magic to turn it into an object of magnificent beauty. A supreme example of this is childbirth. See here how a woman's endurance is extreme. So it's talking about turning endurance into victory. And this goddess, it says she was taken and kidnapped and taken into the underworld. And like an alchemist, I turned that into an opportunity to claim the title of the Queen of the Underworld. Through this, I was able to return to Earth, my true home. So this is something to do with this female, this feminine within this connection, has been through the wars. She's faced her shadows. She's been in exile. She's probably been she's been in the underworld. She's been in the shadows, and she's coming out of the shadows victorious and reclaiming her sacred sexual power, her divine wisdom. And her male counterpart is there to meet her. He's ready. It's the stag energy. It's extraordinarily beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at what might be the challenges that are still here within this particular connection. Let's just take a card from my own Metatron deck. So what hurdles have these two got between them? What hurdles or areas of healing have these two still got to work on? So the ones that have come through are the Akashic records and the orange energy. This is to do with connection and attunement to Metatron. That's an interesting card to come out as a challenge. So I need a clarifier on that. This one I understand. This is to do with both of you, or one of you, but I feel it's both, need to be able to turn the Akashic record, need to be able to turn the page of the Akashic record. It's to do with closing out chapters, closing out old identities, closing out, this is how I thought I did love. This is how I thought I did it. This energy that's down here, which wants to come in with the twin flame or the divine counterpart, is beyond anything that you've experienced up here before. And as such, you need to turn the page on the old life. And what you need to do is you just need to be asked, oh, okay, this isn't a problem. What Metatron is saying is you need to draw on my energy, the orange ray, which is Metatron, ask Archangel Metatron to come in and help you turn the page so you have a blank sheet. I'm being shown a blank sheet. You've both got a completely blank sheet upon which to write a completely new history. You know, it's like you're invited back into Eden. It's like, what are you going to do there now? It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, this, because I was thinking, how can that be a challenge? Because it's not. What Metatron is saying is call on me to help you turn the page. Before you turn the page, what I'm led to say is that you have to make absolutely sure that you've learned everything that you needed to learn, or you've taken a last look at that page that you were on. And some of you have been on your particular page for years, sometimes decades. So you've been stuck in an old way of being, an old identity. This is who I thought I was. Once the page is turned, the page is turned. And it's like, whoa, it's just like, this is a whole new world. I'm hearing the song, A Whole New World. Was that from Aladdin? I think it was, A Whole New World. That's beautiful. Okay, final card. I'm going to pull a tree, an energy of a tree for this couple. These divine counterparts, these twin flames. What tree energy wants to come in and support this couple? The yew and, oh no, I'm not, well, I've got the black poplar, but I have to show that because it came out, but actually I'm feeling the yew in particular. The yew tree. Card number 13, rebirth. Card number 16. 16 in the tarot is the tower. You know, this is this energy up here, the Three of Swords, justice and judgment. You know, this is big change that comes in, but it's birthing the energy of the yew. Just quickly have a look at what yew stands for. Okay, I'll just read this little bit. There's a little passage here. It says, death is just a gateway. You see, for this to be birthed, something has to die. You know, metaphysically, I'm not talking about somebody has to die. I just mean something has to die for the new life to come in. It says, death is just a gateway. As we journey through eternity, and when death finds you, make sure you are fully alive. Every moment, every encounter, a unique, awesome present. What is the real treasure of life? So we've got something has to die for this to be birthed. And then number 16, the black poplar, says, before I do that, there's a wisdom in that card as well. Look at the wisdom in that face. She understands the cycles of life and that everything has its time and everything has its place. And something up here has had its time. That's why change wants to come in. That's why the ending has to occur. She understands that. Okay, what follows is 16. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, this says the wind blows away the past. Messages come from afar. The circles you tread reach far beyond your knowing, and in your own life you will find an echo of far-off deeds. Look beyond your horizons. I've been channeling for months about keep looking at what is on the horizon. So this is just confirming that what's coming in is beyond what you can, it's actually beyond what you can see on the horizon. The horizon already looks good, but this is almost like beyond your expectations, beyond your wildest dreams is what I'm hearing. So, beautiful message for pile 1. Sending you much love, and let's just have a final spray of Sanat Kumara. Let's just see any message that wants to come through from Sanat Kumara. Breathe in the gift of life. Breathe in the gift of love. Breathe deeply, inhale deeply, take it into your body and let it rebirth you. Okay, thank you. That's pile number 1. So, welcome back. This is pile 2 that we're going to be looking at. Apologies if you've watched pile 1 and I realised that I had all my washing in the picture. I told you this was my first ever pick a card, so there we go. We'll get there in the end. Anyway, let's get to pile 2. This deck that I'm using is the Oceanic Tarot by Jane Wallace and our very own Jane Delaford Taylor, who's the lady that does all the paintings for me linked into Archangel Metatron. And I know Jane very well. So yeah, she painted this deck as well. Let's just give them a good shuffle. I have to say, just via tuning into this particular energy of pile 2 before we get going, I was drawn to bring this into play. It's just a little plastic key that I've got, but I'm hearing who has got the key to your heart. So I don't know whether that is going to come up. Well, it may very well come up because I'm showing it to you for a reason, aren't I? Also, I have got a new, somebody gifted me a temple statue of Lord Ganesh, and I just was feeling pulled to light some incense and a candle for him, and before coming into this reading for you. And Ganesh is the remover of obstacles, so that might also come into play, the key and removing obstacles. Anyway, let's get going. I'm going to start with 5 cards, and the first card that's come out is the card of restriction, which is probably why I was just talking about Lord Ganesh. 8 of Swords is an energy where we're feeling trapped. So let's just see what else we get. So for the people watching pile 2, what messages are there, please? We're also working with the energy of Archangel Raphael that I'll bring in at some point in a moment. Card number 2. Card number 3, card number 4. 5th card, please. That one, okay. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is something that we can't yet see. Could be something that's hidden, a secret. Could be that you've got a secret crush on somebody, or there's something about your love or your love life that is either secretive or a bit of a mystery to you. Could even be that the whole subject of love is a mystery. Let's see what we get. So, yes, let's firstly start off with the 8 of Swords and the energy of restriction. I'm just going to spray some of this Archangel Raphael energy. And interestingly, of course, Archangel Raphael is an archangel who helps us to heal our physical body and to heal our heart. So I do feel as though those of you that have chosen this group, there may very well have been some form of heartache in the past. Somebody who maybe broke your heart. Somebody who you maybe gave the key to your heart, who treated you badly. I don't know, we'll see. So we've got the 8 of Swords. We've got the 5 of Cups. So those two together are just confirming what I was feeling, that this is an energy. The 5 of Cups is that you're feeling as though you're being left out in the cold, as though you're missing out in some way, or you're not able to, I always describe it as be at the top table. Interesting I say the top table, because that takes me straight away to a wedding. And you have a top table at a wedding, don't you? And it's as though the people who are the most important to the bride and groom get on the top table, and everybody else sort of gets put wherever they get put. So there feels as though there is some form of sadness linked into maybe love passing you by, or this could just be something that's happened in the past where, as I say, you were locked out of that top table. Could even have been a relationship that you felt was going to result in marriage or engagement or commitment of some form, but didn't, or so far hasn't manifested that. And it's as though there is a lot of feeling of restriction here. But you know, I've started off with the golden key, and the golden key is reminding you with Archangel Raphael that we can help to heal whatever has happened in the past or whatever is happening now. But first, to do that, you have to acknowledge where you are. And right now, this is an energy which is feeling stuck and sad. Okay, so we've got the card of sadness. On this particular card, the 5 of Cups has got the dolphin in the background. And the energy of the dolphin reminds you that even though you may feel sad, disappointed, or let down, that you need to somehow find the energy of play. The dolphin is all about teaching you how to play, how to find happiness. It's also encouraging you to greater sociability, to literally get out more. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic and that can be hard, but it's about reaching out to people that make you feel better about yourself, or that just put a smile on your face. It could also be that to help you move past this feeling of restriction and sadness, you literally need to be putting on, whether it's a funny film or being with a friend who makes you smile, but doing something to try to raise your energy, so that you can bring more joy and happiness into it. Let's see what the third card is. The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man came up in reading pile number 1, but it had a different interpretation. It was from a different deck. But it's interesting that, again, we've got the energy of the Hanged Man. Now, in this deck, it talks about limbo, okay? So I feel as though I'm hearing two things. I'm intuitively hearing stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's the main thing that I'm hearing. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, not knowing how to proceed, not knowing how to get out of this feeling of restriction. Also, it feels as though somebody may have left you waiting. I do feel, not for everybody watching this, but for maybe some of you, I'm picking up this energy again of somebody who's been jilted or somebody who's been dumped. And those are quite strong words, but I actually want to use them because dumped or jilted implies a jolt to the system, as though somebody has absolutely left you out in the cold or ghosted you, no longer talking to you, maybe blocked you on social media, for example, and it's just you're stuck. It's just like, how do we move on from this? Are you even meant to move on from this? I'll pull some cards in a moment directly regards the person that you're inquiring about and who you are. But right now, this is just the general energy. The traditional meaning of the Hanged Man, though, is to try to find a different perspective, to try to think about this situation from a new angle, which is why he's actually upside down on the card. But I have to also say that, I chose the Oceanic Tarot for you in pile number 2 for a reason. And that is because the cards all have certain different interpretations of the major arcana and the minor arcana. And in this deck, it's to do with being in limbo is the main quality of this Hanged Man energy. I'm hearing, though, that some of you, it's very much that you have put yourself in a state of limbo. It might also have been that you have given yourself time out. I'm feeling as though there is an energy of time out from a relationship, or it could even be time out from relationships full stop. It's as though I've got too close to the fire and I've been burnt and I just want to go away and lick my wounds for a bit. Or it could just be that I know that the person that I want to be with is not at the right vibrational level for me at the moment. So I am going to put myself into this state of suspension, basically, where I just look after me, but equally I am also in this place which looks very still. I'm actually acquiring new information, new wisdom, and I'm learning about myself. I'm also learning about what this sadness and this restriction is teaching me. Why have I allowed myself to become restricted? Why have I allowed myself to sink so low? Why have I given my power away, maybe potentially to somebody who isn't 100% there for me? And this can apply also if you're in a relationship already or if you're not in one. It's to do with where have I allowed myself to feel trapped? Where have I allowed myself to not be invited to the top table, to be worthy of all of the abundance, all of the good stuff that love can bring when I'm in a committed relationship with somebody who truly values me, truly sees who I am, and wants to be with me. Okay, let's see what this card is. Prosperity, the Ace of Pentacles. And this one is passion. Okay, well, they are better cards to see on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Wands. But I feel that this is you. Whether you are a man or a woman, whatever this experience is about at the moment, where you're feeling left out and restricted, It's actually trying to teach you something. There is that thing in duality whereby for us to experience joy, we also have to experience sadness. We have to experience the polar opposites. And when you've experienced feeling very trapped and very sad, when you then get a new burst of life coming in, or a new opportunity coming in, and you reclaim for yourself your own love of life, which then attracts in a partner who sees that, it's all the more worthwhile. So it's that dance about duality. Let's just pull some clarification though on a couple of these cards. I'd like to pull clarification on this energy of restriction. I'm going to keep out the High Priestess there. I know I can see the towers on the bottom of the deck, but I didn't actually ask to pull that card, so if it's meant to come back out, it will. Can I please have clarification on Eight of Swords and the feeling of restriction for those people that chose pile number 2, linked into love? So linked into their love life. Why have we got the Eight of Swords? Achievement. So for some reason, you're feeling stuck because it's as though, I actually feel this is almost like an energy of comparing yourself to others, comparing maybe your relationship you've got or the relationship that you've had or with other people. It's as though there is an energy here of, I see what other people are achieving in terms of love. I see other fruitful relationships. I see other people who are making it. I see other people who are coming back together. I see other people who are able to attract love. Why can't I? Why am I in this stuck state of energy? It also feels as though the Eight of Pentacles is very much about work. So it feels as though there's a couple of things here. I'm definitely picking up an energy that needs to go, which I think is linked into you watching, which is to do with love has to be hard. You know, it's that whole energy of to achieve something fruitful, whether it's in love, in business, but we are talking love here. Somehow I have to really go around the houses. I have to take the long route. It has to be difficult. That is a pattern that you are holding within you. Love doesn't have to be difficult. Love can actually be very simple. If you truly love somebody and you want to be with them and you feel something for them, you can step forward and say it. You can be with that person. But yet we complicate it. Also, sometimes we can attract in people, partners, prospective partners, who mirror to us what we think. So if you think that love is a bit of a jungle and it's a battlefield and you've really got to, and that dates back probably to your childhood, that maybe you weren't maybe shown love, or love was in short supply, or you've been shown that in a previous relationship, you're carrying forward this energy, which is that love is hard to come by. It happens to other people, but it doesn't quite happen to me. I'm left out of the top table somehow. Now remember, you've been given the golden key here. And the key with Archangel Metatron, who is my main guide, is usually, he often shows it to me as though it's wanting to go in and it's wanting to unlock chambers within your heart, which at the moment are vacant and empty, which is to do with allowing in more love, whether that's in an existing relationship or in a new one that wants to come in. That it doesn't have to be so hard. It's literally as though you've locked yourself out for some reason from being able to either attract in the good guy or the good woman, where it is easy, where you can communicate, where people don't have their walls up, where you can be vulnerable, where they can be vulnerable. And if you're with somebody or you're attracting in a partner who isn't doing that, who basically has all their walls up, who you can't communicate with, you can't be intimate with, it's hard work. They are mirroring something that you have within yourself where you've built up your own walls of protection. So you need to bring down these walls of protection. And I'm hearing a song, The Walls Come Tumbling Down by the Style Council. Great song. Okay, walls come tumbling down. So this February going into March, this is a time for you to be doing some healing on your heart, and to allow the walls to come tumbling down that are, it's almost as though you've put yourself in a moat. You know, it's like you're in a castle with a moat around it. And it's as though I'm waiting for Prince Charming or Princess whatever. I'm waiting for that perfect partner to appear on the horizon. But it's as though they wouldn't even be able to get to you anyway, because you've built this great big wall up around yourself. It's not about beating yourself up for that wall being there. That wall is there for a reason. You built it for your own protection, for whatever reason, whether that was in childhood, whether it's a past life thing that's come in, or whether, you know, it's quite recent. But you are given the key to be able to unlock the padlock of your own heart, to allow in more positive energy, truly do it, but equally to unlock aspects of yourself as well, you know, to heal aspects of yourself, but also to let down the walls. Because what wants to come in is more passion. This is the fiery energy, Queen of Wands, you know, and as I say, this applies whether you're male or female. But the Queen of Wands energy is waiting. And this is dynamic, passionate, high vibrational, motivated energy that is waiting for permission to be expressed, is what I'm hearing. Let me pull a clarification card, please, on the Ace of Pentacles, which is prosperity. I am also picking up something here as well, as though if you've picked pile 2, it almost feels as though there is a predominance of energy linked into work, whether you're working too hard, whether your energy or your attention is very occupied with regards to money. And I don't mean by that you're necessarily materialistic. It could just be that you're struggling to put food on the table or to keep your job, or, you know, you've got a new business that you're getting off the ground. And it's as though, you know, it's like love is the last thing on my mind, but yet you've clicked onto this video. So actually love is on your mind, and it's needing to be put into a more prime position, which is actually, this is what I want. Interesting, I keep wanting to put my hand onto this heart. It's almost as though I'm claiming my heart, but I'm claiming my heart for myself first. And then when I learn to love my own heart and to treasure myself and to feel as though I am worthy, then of course I attract in either a deeper commitment within my existing relationship, or I attract in a new partner. Okay, let's have clarification on the Ace of Pentacles. You see, I said qualification. Ace of Pentacles, you see, that straight away takes me to career. You know, what qualification have you got for the new job, the new opportunity? But yet we're talking about love. We're not talking about qualifications. We're not talking about jobs. We're not talking about money, but it keeps wanting to come into this reading. So whether it's you that's occupied with that, or whether it's your partner or a prospective partner, or it's something in your family line, you know, it could even be something in your family line whereby you come from a family who've always had to work really hard for what they've had. You might also come from a family line of women or men who've had to put up with a particular type of relationship because that's just what you do. You know, life serves you that, you get on with it, is the type of energy I've got here. The only what is the qualification for attracting in love? The only qualification is to have an open heart. That's what you're being asked to do here, to have an open heart. And also to believe in it. I feel as though there's a bit of energy here where it's almost like you've stopped believing in the miracle of love and the power of love and the ability to be able to go deeper and more committed and more intimate in an existing connection or in a new connection. Right, let's have clarification on that Ace of Pentacles. Endurance. Yeah, it's exactly what I just said. It's like, you know, again, I'm trying to talk about love, but I'm struggling because it's like, no, this is what you need to break through, pile 2. This is very much linked into healing, which is why we've got Archangel Raphael here. This is like, no, life is hard. You just got to keep enduring it. You just got to keep on going, you know, and you got to keep building. Well, yes, but, you know, where's the play? Where's the fun? Where's the spontaneity? I mean, it's there in the Queen of Wands, but she was on the bottom. She's waiting to come in. Her energy is waiting to come in. Seven of Wands, endurance. Again, I've put up my shield somehow. I'm protecting what I've earned. It could also be that you're with a partner who is quite well, either very into their career, or they're just, it is sort of materialistic. It's interested in the accumulation of money and prosperity. Or it could be you. It could be you, that you've been doing that. But if you have been doing that, it's almost been a way for you to not have to think about love. If I keep myself busy with work, I don't have to think about love. I don't have to think about my own needs. I don't have to think about it. I just keep on going, keep on building the nest egg. Keep focused in that way, and it'll all be okay. But yet it's not, because we've got this heart in the center that wants to be heard. The heart wants to be heard. Let's just bring in Archangel Raphael at this point. This is the green ray. So I'd be encouraging you to work with the energy of Raphael if what I'm saying is resonating, pile 2. I'm just going to tune into what Raphael is saying here. And straight away I'm being drawn to my back. The heart chakra, as all chakras do, has a, it's not just the front that you can access it, it's also via the back. And I'm feeling energy flowing out from my back. What that means is that Raphael is trying to help you break some of these patterns, and allow the old energy to flow away from you, basically. It leaves via the back, which are based on this old energy of it's difficult, it's hard, could be a bit of unworthiness coming in, I'm stuck. And what you're doing is you're clearing the way. It's like he's shown me an image of like the windows being opened, and the wind is just blowing all this old energy away, and it's leaving via your back. It's leaving via the back, okay? And then what comes in is the ability for the heart within you to be able to attract in and absorb new, more positive energy, okay? Let's pull some cards now for you and whoever you are interested in, or whoever you are in a relationship with. So let's firstly put the card for you. Straight away I'm wanting to cough. So I'm feeling as though there could be some communication issues, as though you haven't been maybe opening up or talking or saying what needs to be said. So let's pull a card for you firstly. This deck is the Divine Feminine and Masculine Reunited deck by Christabel Jessica. And we've got the card of balance, and we've got the card of separation on the bottom of the deck, and a rather anguished looking lady who's looking at social media in terms of where are you, where are you? I used the expression ghosted earlier. So this person that you're inquiring about may very well have ghosted you. They don't communicate, they go silent, they play games, it's like mind games. True love isn't like that. You don't play games. You don't play games with people's hearts. The heart is the biggest prize and the biggest jewel. And you don't play... it's an interesting expression. I'm hearing you don't play tiddlywinks at it. What you do is you play chess. But I think it's just the analogy of, the heart isn't just, it's not a children's game. This isn't a children's game. This isn't about immaturity. Tiddlywinks is a game for youngsters. It's not a game. We're not children. We're grown up, mature people. We don't, if you're going to ghost somebody, tell them to their face that, you don't want to speak to them anymore. Don't just go silent on people. That's for kids. That's what kids do. Okay, look at the torment that's making to this person here. It's like, why is he not ringing me? Why is she not ringing me? Why have they gone silent? Why the hell should you even be worrying about that type of thing? That person, whoever they are, should have got the balls to basically be able to say to you why they've gone silent. That's, this is kids game stuff. So, and you deserve better than that. This is the whole thing. You deserve better than that. Because look at this, it's making this person, you, off balance. We've got the card balance, it's upside down, you're out of balance because you're in separation. And it's, there's nothing wrong with having periods of separation in a relationship. Sometimes separation can actually make the heart grow a lot fonder. There's actually a lot to be said for having time apart. People maybe who work in particular industries, and you have to go off for a couple of months at a time, or you go off the weekend and do whatever work you do, or and then you can come back and you appreciate each other much more. But the difference with that is why the person's going away. You respect the fact that they need time to themselves, or time for their job. That's not a problem. That's actually can be a really good thing to have a period of separation. But it's when you don't know why they've ghosted you or why they've disappeared. I coughed at the start of this, which is to do with because they haven't communicated it to you. And it's sending you off balance. Let's see where they are then. What's going on with them? What is going on with them? So you're in this place of concern and worry. What is going on with them? Show me their energy, please, Metatron. Show me their energy, please. Wow, okay. I'm going to take that one on the bottom of the deck as well. Got rebirth upside down on the bottom of the deck. And fear. Yeah, there's a lot of... Okay. I mean, where they are... they might be in a marriage, or they might be in a relationship or a partnership. So this could be a third party situation. If they are, it's about codependency. So it could be a case that they're still with this person because they're codependent. So codependency means that they are both leaning on each other for whatever reason, wounding. Look here, they're chained together. It's not a great energy, codependency. But equally, we've got shadow aspects. I mean, look at that. This person here is trying to escape. That, you see, the thing is that this energy of restriction, feeling trapped, they feel trapped by this behaviour just as much as you may very well feel trapped by the behaviour that's being done to you. Nobody wins in this situation. And the root of it is there's an energy of fear coming up with this person that you're inquiring about. And it's as though the rebirth that needs to happen probably for them and potentially you and the relationship it's upside down. It hasn't happened yet. And it's because this person's rooted in fear. This person's rooted in fear. Okay, what can we do? This is why Raphael's here. I really feel you need to be working with the energy of Archangel Raphael to help heal this. But I want you to be able to go into this with a very open mind and an open heart, which is whereby you're asking Raphael to come in and bring healing to your heart, to their heart, and to this whole situation. And it's as though, and I know this is a really hard thing to do, but it's to do with, and you're asking him to do that with no attachment to outcome. It's not, please heal this person's heart so they can be with me. It's to do with, please just heal this person's heart because I love them. And please heal my heart because I'm worthy of it. And then if it is meant to be, so be it, God. Please allow us to have this rebirth together. Also, there's something to be said here about, even though this person feels trapped in shadow energy, and it does feel as though it's linked into a codependent relationship, or it could be that you and they are codependent. Let's be honest, that's another interpretation of it, that you and they are codependent. Why is this person spending hour after hour on the phone in terms of why haven't they rung? That's not a healthy energy to be in. That's the energy you need to be in is, okay, they haven't rung, right? Put the phone down, go and get on with my day. Do something positive for me because I'm worth that. If they're not going to ring, they're not going to ring. They're missing out, actually. But you can only work on yourself. And I know I'm sounding maybe a little bit harsh here, but it's the truth. What I'm saying is the truth. If you want to be stuck in that energy, you don't want to be stuck in that energy. Nobody wants to be stuck there. And to be perfectly honest, nobody really wants to be stuck here. You want to be in a committed relationship maybe, whether it's a marriage or partnership, but you don't want it to be codependent. You don't want it to be founded on codependency and shadow, which is that you're both tied together and trapped together because you're not able to face your fears and your shadow side. Let's have a look at the doorway here. Let's have some positive news, please, here. But I do think this is pile 2 is very much about the need for deep healing. And I think you need to be working with the green ray. We just have a cup of tea. Sometimes it's about stopping for a cup of tea. It's funny, I never use this mug, but I used it today just to make this tea for pile 2. And it's the Children in Need. It's the Children in Need mug. It's Pudsey Bear. So in the UK we have something called Children in Need, which is an annual charity event, and Pudsey is the the character who helps. He's just the character. He's the logo. So something about children in need. This feels like a wounded inner child energy playing out and causing problems in adult relationships. So I would also bring in, for those that want to work with colour energy to help heal these issues, we have a rose inner child spray, which helps you again just to safely open up your heart, to welcome in your inner child, to love her or him, to comfort her or him, and to say that you don't need to keep doing it the old way, that you're worth more than maybe what you've been shown in the past, whether through childhood, adolescence, or anything else. Let's pull a doorway card. So where are you? Which doorway is opening for you, please? Which doorway is opening for you? Pile 2. Right, that one just fell out. Morning memory. It's asking you to meditate under the sun. It says, morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. So I'll just show you the door, and you can see that door is half shadow and half light. So pile 2 is very much wanting you to look at your shadow and your light and to help integrate that. And you can't do it for the partner. You can only do it for yourself. It's about you integrating your own shadow and light. You looking at your own fears. You looking at your own sense of insecurity. You looking at why you're settling maybe for second best, or why you're putting up with certain behaviours. Guidance, please, Archangel Metatron. Let's have a card from the Metatron deck for the person watching this. Pile 2, the person that's watching this. No, not that one. Pile 2, the person watching this. Metatron, what is the message, please? Pile 2. Chakra light body and blessings and thanks. Okay, yeah. So Metatron is asking you to do some work on your chakras. You need to be filling yourself with light, okay? You need to be filling yourself with colour. So it's to do with chakra healing. It's to do with light body activation. It's to do with activation of the Kundalini energy. It's to do with aura repair and aura work, okay? I mean, the sprays that I'm showing you here, if you've never seen who I am before, these are aura sprays. So, they're there. They're not just pretty. They don't just smell nice. They're actually there. They're healing in a bottle. So I would encourage you to maybe look at the sprays. I'll put the link below, and maybe just think of a colour that you feel as though you need at the moment, pile number 2, and then find the spray that matches that colour, and I'm damn sure it'll be what you need. You're also being asked to focus on abundance, blessings, gratitude, and thanks. Sometimes when we have when we don't have what we want, we have to remember what we already do have, and then when we remember what we do have, we can build on it, because the universe responds to the messages that we give to it. So if we're constantly giving out a message of lack, or fear or worry, or like why. I completely understand it, but it's almost as though you get echoes of that coming back. Whereas if you can put out messages to the universe, which is thank you God, thank you world, thank you Metatron and the angels for what I do have in my life. Also really truly acknowledging that this is an abundant universe, and why the hell should you not be invited to the top table? You deserve to be there. You above all else deserve to be there. Everybody deserves to be there, okay? The universe is abundant. The universe loves you. There is somebody there who will love you in the way that you deserve to be loved. And if you're, wanting to stick with whoever this partner may be, if you're already in a relationship, well, it's to do with, by you working on yourself, it's going to aid the vibration around the home, or it's just gonna help. Basically, it's gonna help. I'm not a believer that just by working on yourself means that they suddenly transform, but it does help them. Of course it helps them, but equally nobody's allowed a free get out of jail card, you know, for somebody else to do all the work for them. They have to do the work as well. So for you though, it's working on your chakras, working with colour, working with light, calling in Archangel Metatron, asking him to heal you, calling in Archangel Raphael, asking him to heal you, giving thanks to the fact this is an abundant universe. Okay, let's go for one of these cards, which is the tree oracle, the tree angel oracle. What tree wants to come forward, please, to support pile number 2? What tree wants to come forward, please, to support pile number 2? Scots pine and white willow. Scots pine and white willow. The thing that I'm struck with in both of those cards is the white light that's going through both the male body, white light from the stellar gateway all the way down, and here we've got white light coming down actually from the feminine, from the womb area all the way into Mother Earth. So both the masculine and the feminine in pile 2 energy needing to work with the energy of white light, needing to work with, it's what Metatron said, it's working with light. The more that you work with light, the more that you are light, then the more that the vibration around love and around anything is going to accelerate and vibrate at a higher frequency, so that this is all going to transform. You know, it's making sense why we had the key. You know, you have the key to be able to transform this. But this is a pile which is definitely about, there's quite a lot of inner work to do here, okay? I'm just going to pull one card linked into going forward, love going forward. Look at that. If you practice gratitude, which is what I was just saying for you needed to do, Metatron was talking about gratitude, blessings and thanks, you have more likely chance of reunion, okay? That's not a promise. That's not something that, you know, I can guarantee to 99.9% of the people watching, but that's the first really positive card we've had coming in here. The reunion card, the 3 of Cups, that is the card of love. That is the card of reunion, happiness. It's actually, in a traditional tarot deck, the 3 of Cups links into marriage, and it talks about marriage and celebration, and you know, it shows people dancing and drinking wine, and you know, it's a happy card, but it comes in via working on acknowledging what you already have, being grateful for what you have. And there's a lot of inner work to do here. The other thing with the 9 of Pentacles is it's to do with, well, it's the card of work. It's the card of hard work. We're working towards something. But again, remember what I was saying earlier on here. Love shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard work. It's more just that this inner work that you're being asked to do is working with light and colour and angelic frequencies. And by nature of working with those energies, it's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely beautiful. It transforms you. It transforms your world. So there's nothing about it which is like, oh my God, I've got to go and use another colour, or I've got to go and use my crystals, or, you know, I've got to go and thank the universe for what I've got. It's what I've got. It's like, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to really try my best to embrace the pink ray, to dive into green. And by that, I'm also talking about diving into nature. You know, the worst thing I can be doing is just this, you know, staring at the phone in terms of why have they not rung. Concentrate on you is what I want to say. Let's finish with one final card for this deck. Let's just see. I want to do this as well for you. Oh, look, that sounds like wedding bells. You see, that's what is going to be ringing at some point in the future. If not wedding bells, it's just celebration bells, you know, ring out the bells. I'm also hearing ring out the old, ring in the new. Ring out the old, ring in the new. And today is the start of Chinese New Year, okay? So we've got the metal ox energy coming in. So, yeah. Now, what card do I want to go to? I'm not sure I want to use those ones. Now let's go to this. I've got this deck got this deck for a reason, haven't I? So let's use it. I haven't used it yet. So one card here. This is the Goddess Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Final card, pile 2, please. Final card, pile 2. Truth. Truth. What is my truth? Let me just have a look at, it's a new deck that somebody sent me. Thank you very much. So I'm getting to know it. It says, there is a great power in telling the truth and allowing it to lead you to higher ground. It's only when we refuse to see the reality of a situation that we lose our power to co-create for the highest good. The Egyptian goddess Mat comes to remind you that if you are willing to do a fearless self-inventory and live authentically with rigorous honesty, it will lead you to great success in all areas of your life. Being completely transparent with others, though it might at first feel too vulnerable, is exactly what you need to do now. When you do this, you will be flooded with the power to claim and experience a new freedom and a new happiness that will pour over your life like a wild, sweet honey. It also says here that the law of karma states that everything comes into balance sooner or later. So trust that in the greater story of your life, all wrongs will get righted. Remember, you had the balance card upside down. So this is saying it does rebalance itself. And the goddess Mat appears with her scales of justice to remind you that you are seeing only one moment in time. The balance of events tips both ways until it comes into coherence with the harmony of the universe. Okay, so sending you many blessings, pile 2. Remember to keep your hearts open and open to the miracles. You are worthy of all of that. Much love. Well, hello, pile 3. I've just had a lovely walk by the sea and biting cold. Beautiful though. So it really feels like it's cleared the cobwebs. And I could have actually done pick a card in terms of pick a drink because I've had a different drink throughout each of the readings that I've done today. I've done it over a number of different hours with breaks in between, so each reading hopefully is as good as I can get it. So I'm having a pucker tea now. I had coffee for the first one and normal tea for the second. So yeah, there's something about clearing away the old for this pile 3. I don't know. Let's just see what we get, shall we? I have no idea. This is the one pile where I've had a dither over the deck, and I just had to double check I've got the right deck. I have, but maybe there's something here about you feeling very confused or not being able to make a decision as well. So I had a dither over, is this the right deck? Then I had a dither over, is it the right version of the deck? Because I've actually got 2 copies of this. It's the Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Pui-Mun. It's a very, very good deck. It was a real favourite of mine. I used to use it all the time. And I don't know. It's weird because it was the first deck I knew that I was going to use for this pick a card. It's the last deck that I'm reading with. And now I'm sitting here dithering over which one shall I use, the new one or the old one. And I've just had to douse and I'm using the new one. There's something in all this in terms of maybe, I don't know, it feels very Libran, not being able to make a decision. Or weighing things up, I don't know. Let's just see what we get, shall we? So pile 3, these are your cards. We also are going to be working with the energy of Archangel Chamuel, who is linked into helping us to feel love and peace in our connections. Let's just ring the bell to welcome in spirit and to bring in the highest insight and healing for every person watching. Let's get to it. flip the deck one more time. What messages do you have for the people that have chosen pile 3, please? Calling in Archangel Metatron, calling in Archangel Chamuel. What are the messages, please, for those people that chose pile 3? Yeah, I'm feeling as though there is a weight on your shoulders, pile 3. And it's very much to do with, am I making the right decision? Am I not making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? And then what comes in is the Wheel of Fortune, which is fate, which just gives you a big push in terms of the direction that you're meant to be going in. So this is in relation to love, of course. So the first card out is the card of fate and destiny and the Wheel of Fortune. And the thing is with fate and destiny is there's a degree of non-negotiability about it. So all this dithering back and forth, should I, shan't I? Is it the right time? Is it not the right time? It's a bit like when you have a baby. Sometimes babies just arrive when they're meant to arrive. I'm talking about pregnancy. You can plan it and you can plan it and you can plan it, and then it doesn't happen. And then all of a sudden, bingo, it just does. Life's a bit like that, okay? Whether it's pregnancy or anything else. It's also true of the job just arriving or the person just arriving. There definitely is some fate in your life at the moment with regard to your love life. So this is really quite exciting. Let's just spray Archangel Chamuel. Welcome that energy in as well. And Chamuel is saying to me, there is beauty in surprise. There is beauty in surprise. There is beauty in not knowing it all. There is beauty in the heart leading the way, and the heart having called something in, whether that be a deeper connection with the one you're with, whether it be somebody different, whatever it is, rather than your mind trying to weigh up what to do, okay? The mind trapping you. It's as though we've got here a very freeing energy, the circle of life, the wheel, new things wanting to come in. Okay, let's see what else we've got for you with this regard, with this deck. Let's have another 2 cards either side of the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Moon. I'm recording this, even if it doesn't go up today, on the 11th of February, which is the Aquarian new moon. So there's a nod to, you know, this feels very timely, this fate or this destiny that's about to kick in with this moon. Remember, the moon's influence lasts a number of days, so it isn't just about the 11th. It's about what the Aquarian new moon energy is wanting to bring in. But equally, at the moment, I think I'm correct in saying we've got 6 planets in Aquarius. We're entering into an Aquarian age. Aquarius is all about newness, innovation, and it's as though there's something very, very fresh and new coming in for you with regards to love. You see, I'm even dithering on that card now. I don't know whether that's the right card, but I'm going to leave it there. There's definitely this, it doesn't even feel confusion. I think it's just going to and fro, should I, shan't I? And then the moon energy comes in, the Aquarian energy comes in and just says, right, you're doing X, Y, Z. We're giving you a push in the right direction. 5 of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. This is a card typically of sort of fighting, but this is you fighting yourself. This is to do with what's going on in your mind, fighting different voices, basically. One that says do this, the other that says do that. And they're all vying for competition. And it's right underneath the Wheel of Fortune, which is that at some point Spirit comes in and just goes, enough. The moon is going to bring something in. I want to see what this card is, because I'm still like, I don't know, there's something about this card that is like, what is it? It's the King of Pentacles. How interesting. That's the one that I was thinking. You see, I was hearing Joker in the pack. But the King of Pentacles is not the Joker in the pack. The King of Pentacles is the masculine energy, which is grounded, abundant, rooted, strong, loving, wise. Why would you doubt that? That's the question, actually, I'm giving to you. Why would you doubt that? Why would you doubt the possibility that you can have enduring, lasting love that is rooted and is here and is present? Why would you question that? And you are questioning it. And as I say, this can apply whether you're already in a relationship and you're wanting your partner to, well, you can't ever change somebody, but to become more like the King of Pentacles. Or it's, you know, you're maybe single or moving towards a new relationship or wanting a new relationship, wanting to manifest this King of Pentacles. And it's got the Ace of Swords beside him. And the Knight of Cups. This is lovely. This is, I keep hearing the word enough. Enough of all the procrastination, enough of all the stuff that's going on in your mind that's preventing you from grounding and rooting in a higher love. The Knight of Cups, you see, is the offer of love wanting to come in. I also want to say that there's something here to do with the love that's either incoming or the love that's already around you. It's to do with it being able to mature, because we've got, it turns from a knight to a king. So it's that whole thing about, if you're single, it could be that somebody is around you that on the surface of it doesn't particularly look like a king or a queen, okay? They don't look as though they are the finished article. Well, that's because they're not. Neither are you. Neither am I. Neither are any of us. But the thing is, it's the fact that they have the ability to transform into the king or the queen. So that's important to say as well. So something about maturing energy through this. There's hidden depths to this person here, the King of Pentacles. There's hidden depths. They've been round the block a few times. In this deck, the King of Pentacles is depicted as the tree. And, you know, it's like the rings within the tree, showing the number of lives that they've had. The experience, the wisdom that they've learned from previous relationships maybe. Or, as I say, if you're with somebody, it's maybe they're learning something from having been with you. It feels as though this pile number 3, there's a few different alternative storylines going on here, which is different from the other 2 piles, which were quite clear cut. So I'll do my best just to try and read it as I see it. Let's see what goes with the energy of the moon, though. Let's get some clarification on that moon card. Before we do that, though, the moon, I mean, in this deck, we've got mushrooms growing on the forest floor. And I think I'm correct in saying that mushrooms often grow in the dark. So that, again, there's this thing about maturing, growth, either within an existing relationship, either within yourself that you're growing, or it might be that you're growing in maturity in terms of the type of man or woman that you now want. Maybe in the past you always went for the playboy, or, you know, the girl who looks good but actually, you know, is a bit of a whatever. You're actually after somebody who's deeper and I just want to say deeper, okay? Let's just have a look at the moon. The moon. Clarification on the moon, please. Love reading for those people who've picked pile 3. Death is clarification for the moon. Let me just tune into this. Death and the moon. Whoa, that is a unusual combination. Death and the moon. Okay, thank you, Metatron. I was struggling to think what that could be, and he's just told me. Death and the moon. The moon rules our subconscious, okay? The moon rules what we can't see, our hidden shadows, our subconscious thoughts. There is a death to this confusion that has been existing in our subconscious, that has been blocking our pathway to deeper love, deeper connection with another. Okay, that's the interpretation that I'm getting for that. Anything else to say? Death and the moon. Let me pull a card from my own Metatron deck. Death and the moon. I'm picking up quite a strong energy of this. I mean, this is for anybody, this pile, that wants to view it. Of course it is. But I'm picking up here some men that might be watching that have almost given up on finding the divine feminine. Because the moon, you see, the moon takes me to the moon goddess. It takes me to the divine feminine energy. And it's almost like death of the dream. It's almost as though there's some people here who've given up in terms of ever being able to find her. But yet what we've got here is the energy of new starts that wants to come in around love and fated meetings, and you becoming the knight who is able to show somebody that comes in, you come in riding the wave, as it were, but you are somebody's king. I think you feel like you're only a knight. I feel as though whoever these men are that I'm tuning into, that are watching, you feel as though you're just a knight. And it's as though you're not good enough somehow for the queen, who you're not even sure whether she even exists. Is it just a myth? But yes, she does. Let me just see where the queen is in this deck. So show me where the queen's energy is in this deck, please. There. Exactly. Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. There she is. There she is. King and Queen of Pentacles. She's waiting for the Page of Cups. She's not expecting you to come in as the complete finished article, okay? Yes, you can grow to be her king. Does that make sense? Please, you can read this either way, you know, masculine or feminine, but it's just the way that I'm interpreting these particular cards. The Queen is waiting for her love to come in, or her love to deepen via the offering of something to her. It's almost as though there's an energy here, and I do feel there's something in the divine masculine energy, which is as though they've put the female onto such a pedestal that it's as though I'm wary to even approach her. And that needs to be cleared. That needs to be cleared. And it is being cleared because we've got the death of that. The Queen is just there. She's standing. She's waiting. It's interesting that I've put her below. She's waiting here for these energies to realise that they are worthy of her. Okay, so that's one interpretation that I've got for that. But anyway, at least now we have got the King and the Queen on the board. Okay, let's put them there. And let's put them central. Let's also put the Wheel of Fortune before them, because it feels as though destiny is trying to break through old patterns of unworthiness, and I'm not ready, or I'm not up to her standard, or vice versa, to stop the squabbling within our own head and our own thoughts, to get out of the way for these offers of love that want to come in. I want to put these offers of love above the King and the Queen. I rather love the fact that in this particular deck, the offers of love, this is feminine. The Page of Cups in this deck is feminine. So the feminine is wanting to offer her love to her counterpart. And here we've got the masculine who's wanting to offer his love to his counterpart. So, you know, play with that however it works for you in terms of the dynamics of your relationships and who you're with, male or female. But what it's clearly showing to me is that here we've got two offerings of love, one from the feminine, one from the masculine. And this King and Queen energy, yeah, there's something here about, maybe it's just because of the way that the spiritual community talks, which is this energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine feels almost like a lofty ideal a little bit of the time. And I think sometimes it puts up barriers, which is that I can't be that, Or imagine if they came to me and they think I'm the divine feminine, but then they realise that I'm just, a normal human being with all the normal flaws that everybody else has. And that's what he's thinking as well, which is like, this person is maybe thinking that I'm something that I'm not. You don't have to be. We are in 2021. We're at a time where our world is discovering what the divine feminine and the divine masculine means. And it needs some people just to come in, to step up to the mark and say, I'm ready to give this a go. I want to step in to be the best living embodiment of what it is to be divine masculine as I can. And the same for the divine feminine. She's going to come in with all of her flaws as well. She's not perfect. He's not perfect. But they are king and queen to each other. And they do have the seeds within them of this divine masculine and divine feminine energy. But for that to come in, we need to be just clearing, which is why it's windy, which is why I told you about that walk. I've never felt wind on my face like it. I literally had to almost turn back. It was so cold. My face was freezing. It was biting into my skin. But as I was walking, I was thinking, God, this is really clarifying as well. It was really clearing. It wasn't just blow the cobwebs away, blow this away. It was like, come back with complete exfoliation. Totally exfoliated, dead and buried. These old thought forms that, I'm not enough. But it works both ways because they're thinking the same as you. You're mirroring each other. It's fascinating, really. Okay, so that's what we've got here. Let's pull another couple of cards now from another deck and see where we want to go. I'd like to pull a couple of cards linked into where the divine masculine is here, and then some for where the divine feminine is, okay? Remember that you have both masculine and feminine energy within you. You may be in same-sex partnerships. So it doesn't have to be that it is male or female. Just go for, which one of you is holding the more masculine energy at the moment, which one is holding the more feminine energy. And also realise that these messages also apply to your own masculine and feminine. Right, let's have a look at where the divine masculine is at the moment. So this King of Pentacles, well, he's like Knight of Cups trying to transform into King of Pentacles. Whoa, wow, look at that, my goodness me. That just flew out. Ganesh, god of obstruction, flew out of the deck, as only Ganesh can, okay? Lord Ganesh. I've actually got a temple statue in my room now, and I will offer him some incense in a moment. He is here to clear these obstacles. Let me just have a look, because I do find this really fascinating. Let's just see what the book says about Ganesh here. 5. He says this. Can you see this man's torso? He's got Ganesh on his chest there. It says, I am known as the remover of obstacles, but what is not always understood about me is the way that I do this, by putting an obstacle in your path. How interesting is that? This may seem counterproductive for me to place what feels like a barrier in your way, but this helps you dig up the original obstacle, the wound. My mouse, familiar, is symbolic of this, reaching into the well-hidden areas of your soul and energy that cannot be reached easily. This is why Earth is called a mirror, to reflect to you core hurts through energies that stimulate the buried pain or relief. This is the message that I would like to bring forward to you today, to help you see that the situations that you encounter are a way of triggering a core wound that has been with you for a very long time that urgently needs to be addressed. It needs to be removed so that you can flourish and thrive. This is the true purpose of what is known in your language and time as the law of attraction. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Ganesh often has a little mouse. Okay, so that's the divine masculine energy that actually, did you see what it did? It actually shot the Ace of Swords there. It's like, I mean business. It's like, let us get to the truth of the problem. Let's get to the truth of the wound. Why do I just feel like a little boy rather than a grown man? Why do I feel as though I'm not enough for her? What's that all about? Okay, clear that, because that needs to be cleared, because she's ready and waiting, and she's got the same wounding anyway. So there's this thing about breaking it open and being vulnerable with each other, needing to be vulnerable with each other, needing to be able to share each other's stories, and through that being able to both to heal together. Okay, let's see where the Divine Feminine is, please. Where is the Divine Feminine with regards to pile 3? Where is the Divine Feminine? You see, I'm thinking, is it that? Is it not? There's a lot of mirroring with these two. What is this? Kuan Yin, goddess of nurturing. So again, why was I like, oh no, I don't want to turn it. I don't want to turn it over. I don't want to turn it over. I don't want to see Kuan Yin. So what is that about? You know, if you're resonating with the energy that I'm channeling here, Kuan Yin is about nourishing. Why is the Queen of Pentacles not nourishing herself? Why is she giving to everybody else other than herself? Kuan Yin coming in and saying, nurture yourself, the goddess of nurturing. The goddess of nurturing. Number 10. So, hello, my dear one. I have some words for you about the nurturing power of the feminine. My daughters upon the earth are judged in many ways for being too much of something or not enough of it, for being a stay-at-home mother, for being a working mother or not being a mother at all, for being too frigid or perhaps too promiscuous, for wearing too much makeup or not taking enough pride in her appearance. Most of these items that are up for discussion are things on a spectrum of energy that differ from person to person, regardless of what is deemed right or wrong in your society. This is how I see it when women are being judged in regards to the energy that is close to my heart and that which I am closely associated with, nurturing. Nurturing is meant to be a fluctuating spectrum from woman to woman. It's about women pitting themselves against each other. It's about giving labels. It's what I've been basically saying. It's something within the female where she now is feeling she's not good enough for the masculine. They're both feeling as though they're not good enough for each other. And this can apply whether you haven't actually got together yet or whether you're in the relationship already, okay? To be able to aspire to the next level within your relationship or to be able to get together in the first place, greater intimacy, greater connection, greater growth. You're needing to break through these walls of I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for her, and she's thinking I'm not good enough for him. You're both mirroring each other. So we need help with this. So let's bring in Archangel Chamuel and the pink ray. Now, the thing with the pink ray, for those of you that aren't familiar with colour energy and colour therapy, is pink is an energy that softens everything. It softens everything down. It helps to melt ice, okay? It's as though both of these are a little bit frozen and brittle. And they're frozen and brittle because they're scared almost of somebody getting too close. But it's just walls of protection that have been brought up, which again need to be softened. But they're going to be softened with this pink ray. Let's pull a couple of Metatron cards now from my own deck. What guidance have you got, please, Metatron, to these two that we have here on this board? So number 3, pile number 3, this partnership, either actual or prospective, what's going on, the void. And then we've got the energy of expansion. So yeah, these two in this pile 3 are both feeling quite vulnerable. It's almost like a mini dark night of the soul type energy, where you are being rebirthed. You're feeling a bit like you've got nothing to offer. You're feeling like you've got nothing to offer, but yet here we've got 2 offers. You both have got something to offer each other. Absolutely, you've both got something to offer each other. And the saddest thing is, until we break through this, is that the king and the queen are both desperately waiting for the offer. So what are we going to do? Are we going to stay in this void-like energy, which is just like it's feeling empty, it's feeling lonely, I can't quite break through it? Or are we going to bring through the creation, the energy of creation, sound of the universe? Are we going to bring through, work with the flower of life, creation? It's a double creation moment. It's double creation. It's a creation for the divine masculine and it's a creation for the divine feminine. Okay? Both being asked to create and break through their walls of resistance to come together into a union of love, basically, greater love. Let's just see what else we can get here. Energy coming in. The Nine of Wands. That's more like it. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we've got a 9-9 energy. 9-9. That's good. That's new cycles wanting to be birthed. And they're wanting to be birthed with fire and earth. I like that because, we've got all this air energy at the moment with Aquarius. But fire is that motivating, dynamic energy that is able to cut through. It's able to cut through. Nine of Wands. What do I wish for? What do I really want? And then the Nine of Pentacles, I'm going to work towards that. I'm going to create that. Somehow I'm going to get there. So there's a determination from both of them. I sort of want to put the Nine of Wands beside, it doesn't matter. They're both, I'll just put them in the middle of both of them. The double 9 energy wants to go in between the King and the Queen. And that suddenly makes it all feel like, no, we can do this. Interestingly as well, in the UK, I don't know whether it is still the case, but the number for the emergency service where you used to ring for help was 999. And there is something here coming through about it's okay for these two people to both ask for help. I'm actually feeling this might be from more external sources, to open up to friends, to open up to family about how I feel, what I want, where I am. It's okay to open up for help, to ask for assistance. There's something here as well about not asking for assistance. This person not asking for assistance, not accepting help, just, nourishing everybody else at the expense of herself. And this energy with Ganesh, it's just like there's this great big obstacle in the way. Well, the thing about a great big obstacle in the way is you can ask other people to help you remove it, okay? You don't have to do this alone. And when I say other people, I'm also talking spirit. I'm asking you to bring in the energy of, the angels, the ascended masters, etc. Let's pull a doorway card for you. Begin here. Love it. Love it. Begin here. Begin anywhere. Just begin. Begin. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. And then it says pass this on. I love that. So yeah, we've got the gateway, the doorway. It's just saying you just got to begin. Ultimately, she's waiting for him to make steps towards her. He's waiting for her to make steps towards him. As I say, either within an existing relationship, I need more from you, but I'm waiting for you to do it. Or you're not even together yet, but you're waiting for him to call or him to say something. But he's waiting for you to say something. So it's like this dance. We're back to this dance, this whole confusion. The energy is just begin. Please, begin. It doesn't matter who begins it, because ultimately you're both going to do it anyway. There's an offering from both of you. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's have a tree. A card from the Tree Angel Oracle. I actually don't even want to shuffle the cards. I just want the one that's on the bottom of the deck. Look at that. Number 6, Hawthorn. Because that, to me, is just embodying what I've been talking about in this session. The male and the female reaching out to each other, creating this sacred, beautiful love. And they both look pretty pleased as punch with themselves, don't they? And so they should, because they've broken through their own fear, and they've been able to be vulnerable, and they've been able to reach out, and they've been able to offer. What's the worst that can happen if you reach out and you offer something to somebody? The worst is that they can say no. And you might think, well, okay, so it's not worth me taking the risk. But if you don't take the risk, you'll never know. Do you know, I once worked with somebody This was 25 years, well, it was a long time ago. And I didn't realise that they held a flame for me for a year. A year. They didn't say anything. And then by the time I knew, it was all too late. It was all too late. We missed our moment. So don't miss your moment. Don't miss your moment. Begin here. Begin here. To create this beautiful energy, which is the love that you both actually want, you've got to begin. You've got to begin. Okay, so anything else to say? Let's just have a little final squirt of Chamuel. Those of you that follow me, you know what I'm about to do, which is and I'm not going to break into song, but I'm going to give you a song. I'm hearing Share, and it's that song about, is it called I Believe in Love? Let me just see. I Believe in Love. Great song. I Believe in Love. Share. Oh, I'm not connected to the internet. You see, that's the first thing. Make the connection. Make the connection. Because by making the connection, you can then go to the next stage. You get into the internet. Or maybe not. Maybe I've got a problem with my internet. But anyway, that's Ganesh. There's an obstacle. Come on, Ganesh. Help me out here, please. Let's just demonstrate that we can get somewhere. Right. Let's try again. Share. I Believe in Love. I know it is called I Believe in Love. Yeah. Share, believe. Do you believe in life after love? Do you remember love? Do you believe in life after love? Do you remember love? Oh, wow. How wonderful. You see, it's interesting because this song has repeated over and over, I'm too good, I'm too good, I'm too good, I'm too good for you. Well, no, I mean, I'm just going to interpret that in a slightly different way. You actually need to get to that place of, I am good enough, okay? I believe in love, I'm good enough, and I'm not going to miss my moment. I'm going to begin here. Good luck, guys. Good luck. I've really, really enjoyed doing this pick a card. I have to say, I've had an absolute ball today. So I do hope it's helped you, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and you've taken what's resonated and you've left what hasn't. And I don't know, maybe we'll do this as a monthly thing. Won't always be love, but we could do other things. Anyway, I'm going to wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day, which is the reason why I really sort of started this whole pick a card today. Let's end with the bells. Please like and subscribe. All of the details of all of the decks that I've used in all three sections of this video are in the description box below. All of the sprays that I've used are also in the description box below. And any crystals or anything else you see in my, area, they're just my personal items. So I'm not promoting them. They're my personal things. Okay. Much love to everybody. Bye-bye for now. Bye.